Call me in order and ask Councilman Fred Barton to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
Call the roll.
Councilman Poole. Councilman Cotton. Councilman Kerry Barton.
Here.
Councilman Watson.
Here.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Here.
Mayor Lovelace.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Approval of the minutes from the February 8th, 2016 meeting.
May I make a motion to approve February 8th and February 16th, 2016 meeting?
Second.
Let's do them one at a
One
time.
at a time,
time.
okay, do
Okay.
February 8th then.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kerry Barton to approve the minutes of February 8, 2016, seconded by Councilman Fred Barton. Is there any discussion? Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
Motion passes. Minutes for February the 8th, 2016 are approved.
And approve the minutes from the February 15th.
Now I make a motion with February 15th, 2016.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kerry Barton to approve the minutes of February the 15th, 2016, seconded by Councilman Fred Barton. Is there any discussion? Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
Motion carries, and the minutes of February the 15th, 2016 are approved.
I'd like to welcome our visitors here today. I appreciate everybody being here, and some that I see that are new here, and glad y'all are here. On the agenda, two things on item 8B. We want to defer that to the next meeting. And add item 8D, police vehicle surplus resolution for the city clerk.
Mayor, the council has a copy of that agenda, and there's a copy on the wall for the audience. The changes that have been noted are to carry over item 8B and to add item 8D, declare police vehicle surplus resolution. Are there any other changes that need to be made to the agenda? Hearing none, those who would like to approve it as amended, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, and the agenda is approved as amended.
Under old business, there is none. Under new business is a housing board appointment by the council, and I call on Councilman Joe Watson.
Mayor, I talked with Ali Emanuel, who's already served on the board. I'd like to continue to serve, so I put in the form of motion to nominate Ali Emanuel to serve on the housing board.
Second?
Was that you, Councilman Kerry Barton, on the second?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion by Councilman Joe Watson to appoint Aline Manuel to the Housing Board, seconded by Councilman Kerry Barton. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion carries, and Aline Manuel will be appointed to the Housing Board.
Next item is a planning commission item, and I'll call on Lawton Shipp.
Mayor and council. The table of uses, Mr. Fred Barton, he knows what the table of uses in the zoning is. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Table of uses, the planning commission started meeting, first meeting was August the 10th last year. And the reason the planning commission decided at this time to meet on this particular topic was it was so much in the historic district that was not allowed. There was some stuff that was allowed that, I mean, it was really not business friendly, so to speak. We had some stuff down there like the restaurants that's not allowed, and of course you always had the Willie's there. You had some others there, and it was some stuff that was that actually needed to be corrected. And so at the same time, when we corrected those items, those type businesses, we also added some stuff that was to be allowed to actually help the downtown area grow a little bit more. And like I said, the first meeting was August the 10th, and then we had another meeting with SARPC, the Regional Planning Commission. A lady come up and we talked. She gave us some ideas and stuff. That was on September the 1st. The next meeting after that, the Planning Commission held a pretty lengthy meeting that night. It was on November the 9th, and then the following was November the 30th. To actually get everything like, I mean, it was a lot of effort went into the table of uses that the Planning Commission came up with. So we had a public hearing February the 9th of this year, and some of these changes that we've done, like I said, well, all of the changes actually, to the BH district, I think we had one change, and I got the table of uses in my hand, and it's kind of lengthy, but I felt it's necessary to let the council know what was actually changed and what you can do, what we allowed. The first thing that we done that was not in the historic district was on accessory buildings. Under the old ordinance, you couldn't actually, you had to go before, had to get a special exception on the accessory buildings in every zone in Brewton. And it should have been just as by right. You just had to meet certain, like some areas you can't put a metal accessory building, a big, if it's over, can't remember how many square foot it is, but the smaller one's okay, but the bigger ones are not. But anyway, by right, they're allowed, and so that's something the Planning Commission looked at, and we changed that to like it should be in every zone. And let's see, we go on, and a miniature golf course was actually added by right to the business historic district. If somebody, if it was a miniature golf, something like that, it had enough area to do that. Y'all stop me if you have any questions about anything. Antique store, including repairing, restoration, and refinishing, was actually changed from a special exception to actually by right in the historic district. The automobile sales, new and used, was added to by the Planning Commission approval through the historic district. Wholesale bakery was added by right to the historic district. It was not allowed previously at all. All these, the next 3 or 4, were not allowed at all in the historic district. Barbershop, beauty parlor was added by right. The barber and beauty supplies, equipment sales were added. Bicycle, lawnmower sales, service and repair were added. Blueprinting and photo statting shop was added by right in the historic district. Bus and railroad terminal facilities was added by right in the historic district. Business machine sales and service was added by right. Business school or college was also added by right. A catering shop or service was added by right to the BH district. Churches, related accessory buildings, was added by right. Clinic, like a dental clinic, medical, or psychiatric, was added by right. A club or lodge, fraternal, civic, charitable, etc., was added by right. Dairy product sales was added by right to the historic district. Department store was added by right. Previously, you couldn't even do a department store down in the historic district. Drugstores was added by right, dry cleaning shop, dry goods, fabric store, all that was added by right to the historic district. The electric repair shop was added as well. The electric supply store, an elevator maintenance service office only was added. Employee credit union office was added. Exterminator service office, a farmer's market, fix-it shops, including small appliance repair, fixture sales, floor covering sales and service, all those was added to the historic district by right. Fruit and produce retail was also added by right. A fruit store was added as well. Gas regulator station had to, actually, it was changed by right to planning commission approval in the historic district. We added a new type business, a gun sales and repair shop was added to B2, B3, and BH. So previously you could even, technically you couldn't even have one anywhere in Brewton. Hardware store retail was added by right. Also wholesale storage and all was added to B3 by right. We didn't particularly add it downtown in the BH district. Hobby shop, supply store was added by right. Hotel, motel, tourist home was also added, planning commission approval to the historic district. Ice plant was actually, well, I'm sorry, that was not one of the items. Interior decorating shop was added by right to the BH district. Scientific lab had to have special exception in the historic district. Medical or dental lab was added by right to historic district. Landscape garden sales, stuff that didn't need to be actually enclosed within a structure was added by special exception to the historic district. Self-service laundry was added by right, and also laundry and dry cleaning pickup station was added by right. The liquor, wine, and beer sales was added by right. Locksmith was added by right. Laboratories for testing materials, chemical analysis, and photographic processing was allowed by right. Music store was actually added as well. The natural preservation areas, if you include walking, nature and hiking trails and stuff like that, was added by right. Newsstand was another thing that we added by right. Nightclubs, bar, tavern, cocktail lounge was by special exception only to the BX district. Office buildings, general, was added by right. Professional office buildings was previously been there for a long, long time. They were actually not allowed before. The office equipment supplies, optician, paint and wallpaper store, painting and decorating contractor, all those, a railroad or bus passenger depot, pet shops, all those were added by right to the historic district. Photographic studio, processing, all was added. Blueprinting, printing, book binding, stuff like that was added by right. Radio and television sales and service, reception hall, banquet halls, exercise, gymnastics, karate, body fitness type salons, and restaurants were all added by right. Restaurant supplies and sales was added by right. Rooming house, boarding houses was added by right. Shoe shop, repair, shoe retail, sign shop, specialty was already. The sporting goods store, all those was added by right. The surgical and dental supplies, retail was added. And one of the newer categories, tattoo store, artist, and parlor was added with planning commission approval. And all the B1, let's see, B1, B2, B3, and also BH. The taxi dispatching station was added by right. Variety stores, veterinarian service, well, variety store was added by right to the BH district, and the veterinarian service added by planning commission approval. And finally, that was the last one. So, as you
We've
can
been quicker to
tell,
ask you what was.
as you can tell, there's a lot of discussion, a lot of everything, a lot of discussion about each type of business went on. And we came up with had the public hearing and we didn't have any opposition. And so now it's the planning commission's recommendation to the council to approve or to have a public hearing on it as well.
What comes to the council is to schedule a public hearing in the council chambers on this matter on March the 28th, 2016, before the council can act upon it. That would necessitate that it would be published in the Bruton Standard on February the 24th, and a synopsis of what he just shared would be published in the Bruton Standard on March the 2nd. Both publications would be notifying the public of a public hearing to be held in the council chambers on the date of March 28th, 2016.
Offer motion for the public hearing.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Watson to approve resolution number 160222, scheduling this public hearing and making necessary publications, seconded by Councilman Fred Barton. Is there any discussion? Councilman Kerry Barton.
Yes.
Councilman Watson.
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton.
Yes.
The motion passes. Resolution number 16-0222 is approved.
Next item, I'll call on the city clerk.
Mayor, several months back, the city council voted to purchase some new police Tahoes for the police department. At that time, the police department informed me of vehicles that would be disposed of once all the new Tahoes were in service. Well, it's time to get rid of vehicles now, and since we had voted on what certain vehicles would be considered surplus, there are others who've gotten in worse condition than those they originally thought they would dispose of. So to make sure that we line up legally, these are actually the vehicles that are going to be disposed of in a surplus fashion. We have to declare them as surplus before we can put them out to bid, and this represents accurate information on the ones. Originally, they were only going to dispose of 5, but as you'll note, there are 7 there, and just as it was before, the money will be put into the account to defray the expense of the original purchase of the Chevrolet Tahoe police vehicles.
I make a motion to approve resolution 16-022-1.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fred Barton to approve resolution number 16-0222-1, seconded by Councilman Watson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Councilman Kerry Barton?
Yes.
Councilman Watson?
Yes.
Councilman Fred Barton?
Yes.
The motion passes and resolution number 16-0222-1 is approved.
Are there any announcements or comments?
Neither.
Motion we adjourn.